Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to discuss the must-haves that I think are necessary for first-time moms. I do want to apologize ahead of time if you hear my newborn making some noises or some coos because she's over here just laying down. Jarek was watching her while I filmed this. I'm not going to list any of these things in specific order, but I do want to start off with what I think is the most important, and that is the Owlet baby monitor. What it is designed to do is to track your baby's vitals when they are sleeping, to kind of give the parents a peace of mind. What it has is a sock that you place on their baby's left foot, and it's kind of similar to the vitals that they track in the hospital. This is the base station, and it will send off signals that keep track of the baby's oxygen levels and the heart rate, and it will send off the signals if the baby's heart rate is too high or too low, or if the oxygen level goes too low as well. So this is definitely a must-have. I am going to leave everything that I speak about in this video as a link below in the description box so that you can go right to the page and you can check out the prices and the reviews and stuff like that. Next off, I do want to talk about something that I really like and I'm really glad that I purchased. Sorry about that. I'm really glad I purchased this. This was actually one of the last minute things that I found at the store before Layla was born, and I'm so fortunate that we were able to get our hands on it. It is the Lounger, and I think it is from the brand Boppy, pretty sure. We do have the Boppy nursing pillow as well, so I'm pretty sure these are from the same brand. But this is the Lounger, and it looks just like this. I really think that this is a must-have because it can be easily put on a bed or a couch or anything like that, and the baby just lays right in it. And it's really nice to have because if you're just watching TV and you don't want to hold them in your arms, you can just set them in that, and they really like it. I do want to say that the cover on this, it doesn't zip off or anything, so I usually put a blanket on top of it so that Layla can sleep on it in case she spits up or anything like that, and you can just wipe it or wash the blanket that she sleeps on. Next, I do want to talk about the Gripe water that we have. We specifically use the Mommy's Bliss Gripe water. This type of Gripe water I think is the best. I used to use the other Gripe water that's popular. I forget what it's called. It's by Little Remedies, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Little Remedies. We used to use that type of Gripe water, and it didn't really work that well at first. The only reason why we tried this one out was because that Gripe water, we ran out of it, and they didn't have it in stock at the store. So we tried this one, and it works amazing. It helps with fussiness and colic and any gas problems that they're having. I really recommend this. The next thing I want to talk about is too big to kind of bring into the room and show you on camera. It is the Halo Bassinet. That's the bassinet that I wanted from the get-go when I first found out I was pregnant. This bassinet is amazing. It is designed specifically so that it can be like swung over your lap when you're laying in bed. It's easier to get to the baby that way. It also has a point in the halo where you can like put your arms down, so it's like ideal for moms that had a C-section. So you can just lightly put the baby down into the bassinet, and the band around the bassinet bends down with it. It also, there are some Halo bassinets that have music and like a timer on it so that you know when to change the baby or feed the baby. We didn't get that one specifically. We got the one that was the lowest price because I just needed it specifically for her to sleep in. I really recommend the bassinet specifically because it's really easy to use and put the baby in at night. Next, I want to jump to the 4Moms infant bathtub. I really wanted this one as well when I was pregnant. I wanted it specifically because it has a thermometer built into the bathtub, and it fits right into our sink, and when the water hits the thermometer, it tells you when it enters the comfort zone for the baby. So that would mean it tells you the temperatures between 90 and 100 degrees. That is the comfort zone for the baby, so then if it goes below 90 degrees, it flashes blue, and it says it's too cold for them, and if it goes above 100 degrees, it will flash red, meaning that it's too hot. So I like to keep it in between like 95 and 96 for her. I also want to talk about the swing. I really recommend having a swing for your baby. I was kind of iffy about this. I didn't really know if she would like a swing or not, but I'm really glad I was fortunate enough to get a swing at my baby shower. And it really does calm her. She's the type of baby that can only be soothed when there's movement. So either Jericho has to be constantly walking back and forth with her, or she will only sleep in the car. So the swing is definitely, it comes in handy, and I really recommend having something like that to soothe your baby when needed. Another must-have of mine is definitely the pack and play. I also wasn't going to buy this as well. Jericho recommended getting it because we do a lot of traveling. And I really recommend this because it's perfect if you want to keep it in your living room and you don't have their bassinet in the living room. If they ever get tired, or if they ever just want to be laid flat on their back to help soothe them, it's really nice to do that. You can also do tummy time in it. It's just really easy to pack and travel with, so I definitely recommend that as well. Two more things I recommend for traveling are the car seat canopy and the mirror that is built and designed for the car so that you can check on your baby when they're in the car seat when you're driving. I recommend these two specifically because the car seat canopy, it keeps from like the wind and the sun getting into like disturbing the baby when they're in the car seat and if you're outside. And the car seat mirror just gives you peace of mind. When I'm driving, I like to check in my rearview mirror and make sure that she's alive and breathing, and those are definite must-haves for me. I also love having the diapers that have the wetness indicator. At first, I was on the bandwagon of the the Honest Company and the Baby Ganix diapers. I really wanted to go strictly organic with her, but I kept having blowouts and stuff like that, and they also don't have the wetness indicator. So I tried out Pampers and Huggies, and I really like them because they let you know when your baby has wet their diaper, and it's just really easy, and those are definite must-haves in my book. I also recommend having some type of an odor block bag when you're out traveling as well, because it's just easy to slip the dirty diaper into an odor block bag, and then you don't have to worry about anything smelling or anything like that wherever you are, if you're at someone's house or if you are in the car. Another thing I recommend is having a portable changing pad at all times. When I first came home from the hospital, I really wasn't too fond of getting up and down from bringing her into her room to change her on the changing table, because it was in a separate room and it wasn't really an easy access for me. So having that portable changing pad, it was easy for me to just put her on the couch or on the floor and change her that way. So I like having that, and I also like to have it obviously for travel reasons as well. A lot of people are telling me to not get a lot of newborn clothes. I wish I never listened to them, because my baby was pretty small to average size, and she is still wearing newborn clothes today, and she's over 2 months old. I recommend for first-time moms to definitely buy as many newborn clothes as possible because they go through them like crazy. Layla was constantly spitting up and just making messes, and we needed to constantly change her, and I really love having a lot of newborn clothes just for that. Speaking of the newborn clothes, I wanted to only have like pullover clothes, the ones that pull right over their head. I don't know why, but I wish I didn't buy those ones. I definitely recommend getting any sort of newborn size clothes that zip up or button up. It's just easier to get to. They also don't like to have, Layla specifically didn't like to have clothes pulled over her head or her face. She would cry all the time. So in the middle of the night, it wasn't fun changing her into a new outfit if she spit up on her clothes. So definitely go for the zip ups and the button up clothes. Another must-have of mine is the Velcro swaddles. I used to start her off with the regular swaddle blankets, but she is like a ninja, and she tries to get out of them like crazy. She can get out of any swaddle blanket in like a matter of seconds. So we ended up going to the Velcro swaddles. I think they're created by Swaddle Me, that brand, but I really like them, and we have no problems with them. The Velcro is just easy, and it's more like efficient and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend those as well. Another thing that I found out later that I needed was burp cloths. I only had like 4 burp cloths with me. I just thought that was all I needed. No, I have like probably 20 to 30 burp cloths, honestly. She's just a baby that has colic and like reflux, so we really needed to have burp cloths on hand at all times. So I'm constantly rewashing burp cloths, and I really recommend for new moms to have that just in case the baby does have reflux. Another thing that I didn't know that babies needed were bibs. I thought bibs were needed when they started eating, but turns out when you have a bib, you can just put them on the baby after they're done breastfeeding, and if they do spit up, it gets on their bib instead of their clothes. I was constantly changing clothes, and I didn't want to do that anymore because we were going through laundry like crazy. So I definitely recommend purchasing a couple bibs. It doesn't really matter which brand you want, Aiden and I, or just certain there's more affordable ones as well. Another thing that we love and we got last minute as well is the NoseFrida. We didn't have that. We just stuck to the bulb syringes, but every time we would try to get the snot out of her nose, she would scream and holler if we would put the bulb syringe in her nose. And I think it's because when you put it in their nose, you have to squeeze it, and it pushes air in their nose, and then you have to release it to get it out. And I think that air kind of like disturbed her, and she didn't really like it. So I finally looked into getting the NoseFrida. I didn't really want to spend my money on it, but I got it, and we used it for the first time a couple days ago, and I absolutely fell in love right away. It's amazing, and it gets the snot out right away, and you don't have to like worry about air going in her nose or anything like that. And I really like that. So I'm gonna leave that link down below as well, so you can check that out. So if you hear Layla crying pretty soon, it's probably because I stole her favorite thing away from her. This is a Wubbanub. This is the pacifier that we went with ever since she was born. This is something that I really wanted to have. They're these cute little stuffed animals. They have a whole bunch of different ones. She has 3 of them. And I like these ones specifically because they're weighted. And they sit right on their chest if they need to, and they don't fall off as easily as the ones that are just by itself. She loves these ones, and we call this one her Lammy, so I'm going to give this one back to her so she doesn't get fussy anymore. The last thing that I thought I wasn't going to need ended up becoming a must-have of mine. I really was for the fact of strictly breastfeeding. I didn't think that I'd produce a lot of milk, so I wasn't going to purchase a breast pump. Turns out I ended up overproducing, and we got a breast pump after Layla was born, so that wasn't fun to go to the store when you're breastfeeding gorge because you got to buy a breast pump. But I definitely recommend for all moms to maybe purchase one and just keep it in the box, because then that way if you aren't going to use it and you don't need it, you can just return it and keep the receipt as well. But if you do need it, you have it, you have access to it because you already have it. So I definitely recommend having that as well, because it just helped relieve the pain that I had. Then I could just store the extra breast milk in the freezer and use that as well for times of need. Another thing that goes along with a breast pump is having a bottle warmer. We got the Dr. Brown's bottle warmer specifically to go with our Dr. Brown's bottles, but they are compatible with any other bottles as well. And I like having that because Layla is kind of a diva and she needs her milk warm. So we've tried doing it cold, but she likes it warm, so I like having that bottle warmer just in case. We only had to use it a couple times. I strictly breastfeed, but it's nice to have in case we do need to use the bottle if we're out and I don't have access to a milk supply or anything like that. So that pretty much covers all of my must-haves that I've used so far. If anything changes, I will let you guys know. Leave a comment down below if you recommend certain things that I should try out, or if you tried some of the things that I have. Like I said below, I am going to list everything down in the description box and links to all the websites and things and the places that you can purchase them. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry about the ruckus in the background. Layla's just awake and alert. So thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe. Bye.
Alright, going to do a quick short clip for daddy must-haves. There's a couple things you have to be supportive of your girlfriend, wife, baby mama, whatever she is. Definitely need patience. What she went through was a great ordeal to give you your son or daughter, so you have to have a lot of patience with her. She's tired, she's cranky, she's fussy. Try to work with her. She doesn't mean it. She just is trying to do the best she can, especially if it's a first-time mom. She doesn't quite know what she's doing completely. She's trying to figure it out. So try to figure it out with her. The second thing you must have is caffeine. There's going to be times when you go to work, you come home, you're really tired, but she really needs your support, and your son or daughter needs your support, so make sure you're able to stay awake. You don't want to be falling asleep when people need you. Another daddy must-have, I guess, would be just love. Love your girlfriend, wife, whatever she is. Love your baby. Try to be the best you can for them. They'll appreciate it more than you'll ever know. So that's my quick daddy must-haves. If I think of anything else, I'll comment below Sarah's video. Make sure you subscribe.